Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. That's Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and I'm Tyler Merkovich, bringing you our 2010 season preview for the Arizona Cardinals. Coming off a 10-6 year, they win in the playoffs. Ken Whisenhunt really has turned this franchise around, and big changes at quarterback. Kurt Warner is out. They bring in Derek Anderson from Cleveland. He'll compete with Matt Leinart, but Matt Leinart is the front runner for the job. At running back, two up-and-coming stars. That's Beanie Wells coming into his second year. Pretty good freshman campaign. And Tim Hightower, of course, who came onto the scene 3 years ago out of Richmond. So a pretty good pair there. But tell me about Leinart and Derek Anderson. Personally, I think Derek Anderson should get the job, and I think he's a better fit.
I like Leinart. Leinart is a better fit, I believe. He just has to improve on his footwork. I think, you know, back there as a quarterback, you have to trust your feet. Your feet will guide the football. So if he can get his footwork under order, then I think he's going to do fine back there at quarterback. I like Leinart a lot. What I do like is the fact that they drafted John Skelton out of Fordham.
Oh, yeah, that's the future quarterback right there.
Big guy, 6'5", 240, rocket arm. I like to see his progression through the preseason. The running back situation, really love Beanie Wells. I'm really glad they decided to give him the football later on in the season, and it proved to be successful. You could run the football in Arizona, and you know, they have a lot of depth, a lot of talent too. You got Hightower, you also have Howling back there as well too, Stevens Howling, and Jason Wright, another guy that's physical runner is with some wiggle. So I like that running back situation that they have in Arizona. They are committed to running the football.
Well, they moved up for a reason, and just John Skelton reminds me of Joe Flacco.
Right.
So I think Skelton is a future guy there. Offensive line struggles last year, of course, 28th in rushing. They need to open up more holes for Beanie Wells, but Levi Brown moves over to left tackle. Mike Gandy is out of the equation. They pick up Alan Faneca, which is huge. They got a great center in Lyle Senline out of USC, and they pick up Rex Hadnot, right guard, out of from Cleveland, and backing him up is Deuce Latui, who they drafted very high. Right tackle is Brandon Keith or Jeremy Bridges. They really need to step up and form a big line to help out Leinart.
I like their O-line. I think they have a surprisingly deep offensive line. Moving Levi Brown from right to left tackle is key. Some people don't like that move. I like it because Leinart's a left-handed guy. So if Levi Brown has problems blocking, at least Leinart can see it coming and really get rid of the football. Because if he was on his blind side, which is his right side, to see a left-handed quarterback, that could be a problem. So putting Levi Brown in front of Leinart is going to be key, because that's going to help him out a lot.
And he'll see the guy getting blocked, so he won't panic in that.
Exactly.
But my question is the right side of the line. I know Jeremy Bridges had experience throwing in, but Brandon Keith and Rex Hadnot, I don't know, maybe Latui and Bridges, maybe you should start over those guys. So maybe
well, that's why you have that.
Problem.
That's why you have that depth. That's why I think they have solid depth. Any one of those guys can come in.
Okay.
But also keep an eye on Herman Johnson's his progression. That guy, big guy, huge guy. So he's going to be fine.
That was the nickname. He was ginormous as a baby.
Right.
That guy, right? That was a story on him. Of course, wide receiver. They lose Anquan Bolden, but it shouldn't hurt this team because Early Doucette and Steve Breston really came on last year. Breston for the last couple of years, and they draft your boy out of the Citadel, Andre Roberts, who looks like he could be a great NFL product. And of course, Larry Fitzgerald, one of the best in the game. Him and Andre Johnson are 1A and 1B, of course. Tight end, they really don't use him too much, but they have Anthony Beck and Ben Patrick, two ginormous tight ends. So what do you think about their pass catching?
A couple of questions. Can Breston be a number 2 wide receiver? Can he be a consistent number 2?
I think Doucette gets it over Breston.
Well, that's another question. Can Doucette build on his late season success and keep improving? Andre Roberts, I love out of the Citadel, a guy that reminds me a lot of Terrence Mathis that played for the Falcons and the Jets. And also, I look at the tight end spot. Ben Patrick really has to raise his game. Anthony Beck is more of a blocker, but Ben Patrick's a guy that can catch the football. He has to step up and make more plays as a receiver.
I like that Andre Roberts, Terrence Mathis equation. That could be a huge pickup for the Cardinals when it comes to their offense. Defensive side of the ball, Bill Davis really feeling the heat because they really could not get anything going on defense last year, especially in the playoffs. They gave up a boatload of points. They were 20th in total defense, 23rd in passing defense. Turnover differential was horrendous. They were tied for 24th, -7 there. They got what they wanted in the draft. Dan Williams fell. This guy they're talking about him. I thought after all the hype he'd be a top 15 pick. He falls out of the top 25. I believe he goes 26 to Arizona. So he's going to play the nose tackle in that position, and he's going to give Gabe Watson and Alan Branch a little a break, but Alan Branch could also play the outside. Darnell Dockey doesn't bring it every down, but when he does, he's serious, and Calais Campbell really broke out last year with that 6'7" frame.
Yeah, I look for Calais Campbell to take the next step into becoming a solid Pro Bowl player, but I love their D-line. Dockett, Campbell, Branch, and Watson provide depth. Two big guys out of Michigan. Williams is a monster, so Williams is going to do exceptionally well in that defense, and he's going to help actually learn underneath Robinson back there is a starter. But keep an eye on Keelan Dykes as well, too. Another guy that can come in and play right away at end. What is already on the squad, but I like him a lot. So that's going to be fine. I love their D-line. I like the Cardinals.
Well, this D-line could really help the loss of Carlos Dansby.
Right.
He was playing with a not too good defensive line, but now they're really improving. They're on the rise up, and now they got Dan Williams. So they draft Darrell Washington, who is very speedy, to lessen the loss of Dansby, of course. Clark Higgins, Gerald Hayes, Paris Lennon. They pick up Joey Porter for some more pass rush ability. He's at the end of his career, but maybe can still get to the quarterback. And Beisel and Ali Highsmith at LSU can back up at the inside linebacker position.
Right, keep an eye on Will Davis. He was an outstanding surprise for these guys last year and a key contributor, so I like him a lot as an outside linebacker. Washington is going to be a key cog in that middle. So again, TCU is the college version of the Baltimore Ravens, so you can't go wrong with those defensive players out of TCU. And Cody Brown, another guy you want to keep an eye on. He was on IR last year. He's a one player to watch. Keep an eye on him. And also, I think Washington will start over Paris Lennon, but Washington's going to be a playmaker for them. And don't count out Joey Porter, a guy that can get after the quarterback, and he doesn't get old. Trust me, he doesn't get old.
Well, of course, free safety, they lose Antrell Roll, but they pick up Kerry Rhodes. A lot of people think this is a wash. I don't think so. I think Roll's a lot better than Kerry Rhodes, but they still got Rashad Johnson, the guy they drafted out of Alabama last year, backing him up, so they could fight for a spot. Of course, Adrian Wilson is a strong safety, and at cornerback, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie showed he's not the best cornerback in the league, and across from him will be a guy they're high on at St. Paul's. They drafted last year, Greg Toller, and Michael Adams looks to be their nickel. He's a 5'8" small guy. So some question marks in the secondary. Can they cover the pass? Because Wilson and Rhodes aren't the sharpest tool in the sheds against the pass. And even though they had 7 interceptions, they were 7th in interception last year with 21. Can that stay consistent?
Well, I like their cornerbacks. I like you gotta love the scrappy Michael Adams out of UL Lafayette, another Raising Cajun,
that's right,
terrorizing the league. But watch the battle between Greg Toller and also Tremaine McBride, another talented cornerback they have. Rashad Johnson has to grow and step up, and also keep an eye on rookie cornerback Rashard Barksdale, 6 feet 208, a guy out of Albany that can really play football as well too. Safety spot is going to be a question, but Kerry Rhodes is a guy that's more dependable than Roll. Roll is flashy. Roll was flashy. Rhodes is steady. So they get more steady play out of Rhodes and not the big plays that Antrell Roll gave. But I think the secondary is going to be fine.
Special teams, they let go Rackers. Jay Feely comes in, another former Jet. So that's a third former Jet. Next to Rhodes and Faneca, they bring in Larrod Stevens-Howling, a pretty good kick returner. They were 9th in kick returns with 23.8, but 24th in punt returns with 6.8 per punt return. Andre Roberts looks to be their new punt returner, and Ben Graham is a very solid punter. Love
the special team units. Roberts, Howling, those guys are going to be outstanding. Kicking unit is going to be outstanding again for the Cardinals.
And when it comes to the Arizona Cardinals, a lot of turnover here, but I still think they could compete, especially in the West. They're going to, if their quarterback play comes up, they're going to really compete. They have a chance to get double-digit wins again.
If Lana step up huge, this team will be back in the playoffs.
Look out for that defensive line.
Right.
I really like that.
Scary.
For more, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan.